Let's get straight to it. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how greed will prevent you from gaining a true appreciation for what we have in this life. And when you notice true greed or experience true greed, you'll understand it's hard for you to like say no. When you're handed things or offered anything in this life, it's hard for you to be like, you know what, I'm good. Like I'm good with what I got now. Like I don't need more. And for some and unfortunately, you will know some people personally or see a lot of examples of what I'm about to say of how people just don't know when to stop. Like it's always like they need more. They need more. Like it's not enough. They're never satisfied and blah, blah, blah. Now it's one thing to not be satisfied in terms of like your goals. Like I can always do better. But when it gets to a point where like you're doing too much and not understanding how to truly appreciate what you already have or what you can have is when it becomes a problem. I just got back from a field trip and we was looking at like buildings and pretty much just focusing on like how to make more sustainable buildings with like better materials and like how that's going to play out in the future and how the life of architecture is going to change just change like with climate change, all this stuff and how it affects it and everything. And one of the dudes who was giving us a presentation on it was kind of talking about how like, oh, don't do it, man. You better leave while you still can. He was just making little jokes and stuff about how like just drop out now, do something else. But he kept talking about how like, oh, if you plan on getting rich, like this isn't for you. Like everyone trying to get rich. And he just kept saying some more stuff. And it clicked in my head that like people's level of what rich is to them is like completely different. If you ask somebody, literally anybody on the street, 10 times out of 10, if you ask them, what do you consider rich? They will most likely say like, oh, like at least $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like that is what constitutes as rich. But let's be honest, if any sort of career choice you have, like 9 times out of 10, it'll most likely not get you to that point. Like a lot of people are so focused on just getting to the end goal right away and just experiencing like the benefits of everything in this world without having to do anything. You're going to have to work your way up to get to that point. If your goal is to get rich and your definition of rich is $1 million, like what do you expect to actually do to make that happen? Because a lot of people just be fucking talking. They be doing a whole bunch of unnecessary talking about how like they want $1 million and blah, blah, millions and millions and millions, but you have no idea. Do you know how much like $1 million, 6 figures, 6 zeros, 7 figures, like that is a lot of money. And unless you were like NBA player or you're like one of the best actors this planet has ever seen, it's like it's years of work to get to that point. And so like when he started saying that, I started looking up the salary for like what I do. And I was like, what are people talking about, bro? Like they always make jokes about how like for architecture, you're not gonna make that much money. Like it's not for blah, blah, blah. But every time I look it up, like even just like everything, I look up the average salary for a California architect or average salary for a beginner architect. And it's like close to like 60, like 65, 70, 80K, like beginner stuff. And like, I'm just hearing people say like that's not a lot of money is ridiculous. If somebody gave you $60,000 right fucking now, like your life would change. And I hate when people don't understand that. It goes back to the point of being able to appreciate it. Because let's be fucking honest, not a single person that watches my videos right now or just in general have never had $60,000 to their name at one time. So I don't understand all this talk about how like it's not that much, because that's what I'm saying. It gets to a point where people are trying to just like, oh, if it's not in the million, if it's not a crazy ass number, then I don't want it. Like, that's where the greed is getting you. Like, you're getting too greedy. Being able to understand that, like, yo, I understand this architecture shit isn't going to give me to, like, crazy numbers like $1 million, but it's going to give me enough money to boss my life up. Because right now, I got a little tiny studio apartment, if you couldn't tell, and I'm very blessed to have it. But, like, don't get me wrong, I would like a bigger apartment and then going from a bigger apartment to an actual house, right? But that is, like later down the road because the housing market is ridiculous. But I'm able to take what I have now and be able to build on that, because right now I'm making nowhere near $60,000, let alone anything. You know what I'm saying? So getting to a point where you understand like I'm appreciative, I'm content with the money I'm making now, but we can also do better. But not get to a point where you forget to appreciate where you at, because there's a time where you used to pray for times like this. So while like right now, I'm like, yo, I would like to make $60,000, $70,000 a year. And then once I get to that, you can't be like complaining how it's not enough, because you used to pray for times when you wasn't making 70, when you wasn't even making 10. So it's like it gets to a point where you forget to appreciate how far you've come and how much work you put in to get to the next level. And dude, like that shit was killing me, man. And I understand with the amount of adversity we all face, because we all struggle, especially in California. Everything is like dumbass expensive. Every time you step out the house, you got to be ready to at least spend $100. If we keep it in real, like it is ridiculous out here. So when people be saying that shit, like, oh, like it's just not enough, it's not enough, it kills me. I was watching the Joe Budden podcast a couple of days ago, and they was talking about this topic. They was like, oh, I read somewhere that a lot of people said $1 million is not a lot of money, or it's not life-changing money. And in the podcast, it was like 4 or 5 different people. It was like three dudes, Joe Budden, and then like a chick, right? So everyone but Joe Budden was like, oh, that's not enough. To be honest, $1 million is nothing. That's not a lot. That's not life-changing money. And Joe Budden was immediately like, what in the hell are you talking about? If like, not like, I'm gonna look up the actual statistic, but I can't even think of it. I know it's single digits, but a lot of people are not making anywhere near $1 million. So you telling me if you just wake up, you open your door, and at your doorstep is like 18 duffel bags with $1 million total in it, and that's just nothing to you? Like, that kills me. Now you can kind of like break down what they was talking about more, and be like, oh, they actually meant this, because you can kind of see how like $1 million, it isn't enough to just completely drop everything. And I understand it to that point, because let's be real, if you go from a person who's like pinching pennies, and then you just like win the lottery, or you get a stupid amount of money, like you have no idea how to act. Let's be honest. Like, people who win the lottery, they have no idea what to do with it. That's why people, when they start getting money, they start, for some reason, you finally made it. You finally won in life. You can chill for the rest of your life now. They start doing weird ass shit. They start like killing people. They start being crazy ass scandals. They start being the weirdest people on the planet. And it's like, that just lets you know a lot of people are not used to getting money like that. So if it was dropped all on you at one time, you cannot tell me that shit would not change your fucking life. But don't get me wrong, I wouldn't say $1 million is enough for you to, like I said, drop everything and then just chill. Like, go on expensive, extravagant vacations and start buying Louis bags and going courtside to Lakers games and all this shit. Because like I said, you have no idea how to literally process that. So before you know it, you're gonna be back to square one where you were before that $1 million was dropped onto your doorstep. So like, that shit is crazy to me. So like, yeah, in that podcast, Joe Budden definitely had to check him. He's like, what in the hell are y'all talking about? Like the average American is making nowhere near $1 million, let alone even like 20K. I just spit on the camera. But it's like really just, I'm trying to help people get into perspective. Like, yo, really be able to appreciate stuff and just stop being so damn greedy, because that's why we all here. We all in the rat race, trying to find a way to make it, trying to find some ways to make money so we can just chill. Because all the shit we see on social media, like, it gets tiring. I understand how, especially if you in school and you have to focus all this time on school, so you barely have enough time to stack bread up and do what you want to do. Like, oh, if I want to go get a $600 tattoo, that's going to take like months and months of me saving, put that money to the side while I maintain school, right? So it gets annoying, like, when you're so boxed in, because you want to do these other things. You want to go to trips to Paris and to Germany, all these stuff, but you have to focus on school, because the main reason why people go to school is to get a stable job that pays them consistent amounts of good money, if that makes sense, right? And I'm not saying school's the only option. There's a million ways for you to make bread on here, dog. And I understand, like, with that adversity, when you were like low income, average 20-some-year-old person, like, you know, you doom scrolling, you out here looking on social media, everyone is living their life while you are slaving away, trying to make it. You got 21-year-olds on TikTok. Oh, I just made $1 million. You got dumbass people who got no business being famous. That fucking the hot tool girl, like, why? That's what I'm saying. So I understand, like, in my perspective, like, me trying to find ways to make it so I can stop stressing and live my best life and take care of my family. And then I open up social media and some chick who just said hot tool is set for life. Like, that, I understand. I'm telling you, I understand firsthand. Trust me, more than anybody else. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta just stick to the plan, dog. Stick to the plan, not your move. Be able to understand that, like it sucks right now, and it feels like forever. Like, in the situation, you're like, man, I don't want to be in this point of my life right now. I want better. Like, the greed is gonna, like, not help you in that situation. When you're in the process of, like, oh, I want to do better. Like, I'm tired of seeing all these other people win, and I'm just sitting here depressed because of all these student loans and all these classes and how much more schooling I have left and all these bills I gotta pay and I gotta find a crib and I still need food in my fridge, all that shit. Like, you just being greedy and trying to like just race to the finish line, just cut to the ending of the movie, like, that's not gonna help you. So yeah, quick little yap sesh, whatever. I just got back from the field trip like an hour ago. But it really, because I was talking to my homie about it, and she was like, yeah, like, a lot of people don't understand that. Like I have no problem starting. Like, I would say minimum, like, for what I'm doing, architecture, I would say minimum is 50K. You know what I'm saying? Because I live by myself. I ain't got no damn kids walking around here snotty-nosed ass booger bandits to take care of. It's just me. It's literally just me. And you know what I'm saying? So, and that's really getting into perspective, because like a lot of people aren't really married. They ain't got, like, they're not in relationships. They don't have a house. They don't have any mortgage or any like real grown adult things to worry about. Their car is most likely like already paid off because it's from 2010, which was like the last year people were actually able to afford a car, because good Lord, it is crazy out here. Like, it's fucking crazy. So yeah, dog, it just, I'm rambling, but it just, like, man, it was killing me, because I hear all the time, like, oh, you don't make any money. And I can understand in a sense, because like the amount of work you put into architecture, it doesn't match the salary, I guess. But let's be honest, if you were only sticking to one thing in life and that's your main source of income, like, that's just silly to me. Like, if you focus to like even the richest people in this world, like even just like entertainers and celebrities, they don't just do one thing. Like Drake, Chris Brown, like Drake, like, obviously we know Drake been spazzing since we was kids, like dropping album after album, just straight 10 out of 10, right? So that catalog alone, he's already set for life. He's already, his name is already set in stone in terms of success and fame and all that stuff, right? So he's good. But do you not know that Drake does other things? Did you not know that Drake is also an investor in Dave's Hot Chicken? And if you don't know Dave's Hot Chicken, you just fucking lying. You just delusional. Like, I don't know a single person that is my age who isn't talking about Dave's Hot Chicken. That nigga is an investor in Dave's Hot Chicken. He is one of the co-creators of Nocta. If you know what Nocta is, it's like a collab with Nike. If I even have any, like these ones, I have these Nocta shoes. You can't even see it on the inside, but like Nocta with Nike, like, dog, like that's other stuff. He's got other shoes that I know. There's probably some other stuff that he's like got his name. I know he also helped with the show Euphoria. He was a writer for that, I'm pretty sure. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not just one thing. Now, even though that one thing, which was music for him, like that, he's already set for life. Like why be complacent and just have money rolling in from that? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. He does all types of shit. You got to be a master of all trades, not a jack of all trades, a master. Be able to like have one source of income, and then I also do gym content on the side. I also do this on the side. I also real estate, day trading, all types of other shit. Like and the 9 to 5, and then all these other things to like really get those sources of income coming in. Even Chris Brown, obviously he entertaining. He drop an album and go on tour every fucking year, but he also has clothing brands, and he also like is an investor in other things. I forgot what it was right now, of course, but yeah, them niggas is doing it all. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, you can't just expect one thing to do it, and one thing to like set you free and then do it. Even NBA players, because dog, NBA money is ridiculous. Like, seriously. But they're not, most of them, if they're smart, they're not just making NBA money. They got clothing brands. They're investing into businesses or corporations or real estate or something. Like, it's just like, dude, you can't expect to be a one-trick pony and think you set for life. But that's all I got to say. Hope y'all liked it. Sticking on that goal, you know what I'm saying? It's Wednesday, so we got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 3 more days for the week until we can get that 7-day streak going back. And yeah, let me know. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm out. And I just thought of some more shit, dog. I just totally forgot that, like, you can think of any big corporation, any big name, any brand you think of, they're putting their name on everything. So, like, it goes back to, like, you can't just expect to do one good thing. Like, now you're making a little bit of money, you cool, whatever, you can chill. Like, no, you got to really, like, act like you still at level 1 at all times. Like, you always got to be hungry for more, always got to be learning. But yeah, and it also goes back to, like, you can't be greedy and then not expect to, like, put in any extra work. Like, if you really do want every fancy car, if you really do want everything this life has to offer, you better be willing to like put the amount of work in. Because a lot of people are really quick to spend money, But then when you tell him, like, okay, now go make it back, I don't know, I'm pretty tired now. But you wasn't tired swiping your card with every little thing. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, you think of, like, I was just thinking, like, Travis Scott. You know what I'm saying? Travis Scott is still acting like he's in his days before rodeo era. Like, he's still on the come up. Because, let's be honest, like, what song has Travis Scott not been a feature on? Like, you gotta, like, he's been on damn near every single mainstream album I've listened to in the past couple years. He's doing features for this dude, that dude, he, she, every single mainstream artist. He's got the collab album with his team, Cactus Jack. And then after all that, then he drops his official one. You know how he drops the album like every 5 years. So in between those 5 years, he's out here helping the entire music industry, putting a feature on every single song. And let's be honest, I guarantee there's some songs, some of your favorite songs is probably co-written by Travis Scott, if not just completely written by Travis Scott. So it gets to a point where, like, you got to always be hungry and always, like, literally always be hungry and always be able to, like I'm not satisfied, but, like, in a healthy way. You know what I'm saying? And I've noticed another thing, how, like, with that mentality is how people or these brands are trying to, like, make everything about them. Meaning, like, they're trying to put their name on everything. They put their brand, their label on everything. Like Apple, you know what I'm saying? Apple should have just stuck to phones, right? Like, no, they got the iPhone, the Apple iPad, the iPod, the Apple Pencil, AirPods, the Air Maxes, the what are those things? There's like 3,000, like the goggles or something, Pro Lens, some shit like that. Like, they got that. They also talked about the Apple Car. They re-mentioned that every couple years. Like, they are trying to make every single thing like Apple brand. They got Apple Pay. Like, this is what I'm saying. They could easily just chill for the rest of their lives making a copy and paste phone every single year. It's funny because they literally just announced iPhone 16 like a week ago. But that's what I'm saying. They could have easily just stopped it right there. Maybe added some headphones and they're like, all right, we good. We got it over here. No. Sooner or later, they're going to start having Apple sneakers. Apple X Nike collab sneakers where the check mark has a bite taken out of it or some shit. But, they probably going to do that now because I said that. But, like, it's shit like that. They're not going to just chill. Like, even Sony has the PlayStation, but they out here having the rights to everything else. They have the rights to Spider-Man, which is one of the illest superheroes ever created. So they get all the money that comes from any Spider-Man related thing. Spider-Man video games, comic books, movies. They get damn near all of it, if not most of it. But, like that's what I'm trying to say. You cannot just expect to do one thing and expect it to, like that's all I gotta do. I can just kick my feet up. Just trying to do the bare minimum. Like, that's not how, like, maybe it works when you cut in corners and you BS it in life, but when you seriously, like, try to, like, yo, like, I want everybody to know about me. Like, that's what it's gonna take. You gonna have to do everything. Like, and I got some other stuff cooking up too, but, like, don't get me wrong. Like, if I expect this YouTube channel to pop off and this is all I do, like, I literally just chill at home and just pop the camera up and start talking to myself, like, it'll bring a level of success, but, like, it won't last that long. Like, you obviously gonna have to do more. It gets to a point of just doing more, not getting complacent and be like, okay, I made a little bit of money from YouTube. Now I can just, like, chill. Like, no, dog. Like, that is literally just the beginning of, like, of success, if that's what that means. But yeah. I thought about that shit now. It was crazy. But, yeah, I'm going for real this time. So, appreciate it.